So I'm going to structure the question and start it. So I'm going to structure it. So I'm branching out into what's happening currently this week. To my surprise, with the new order of how the U.S. voted with Russia, China, and North Korea in UN, and I felt like it's probably a new world order now of, I don't know, you guys professors have to come up with names, maybe multipolar nationalism or transactional realism or whatever. But whatever the order, the end of supranational order is done. Yeah. But Marco Rubio actually submitted an Uyghur human rights law in 2020 during Trump 1.0, and it became actually this week a counter geopolitical tension with what Thailand did yesterday, which was deported 48 Uyghurs back to China, which is against a non-refoulement principle, against the ICCPR, against CAT, which is the disappearance and torture international mechanism. So because Secretary of State Rubio has always been very, when it comes to these very strong kind of sentiments and the kind of message, kind of balance and call out Thailand to follow the international rule of law. So it's day by day. On Monday I would be reading and I was like, okay, it's not gonna be the word that I know anymore. In terms of the U.S.-China relationship, Thailand's number 10 on the list when it comes to surplus. So I wouldn't be surprised following what Thailand did with the deportation of the Chinese, given what Secretary Rubio only talked about in terms of pressuring Thailand not to deport, will probably expedite the trade tariff to Thailand because we're surplus number 10. During Trump 1.0, that surplus was $20 billion US, and we got slapped by the currency manipulation list in 2017. That surplus becomes 35 billion now in Trump 2.0. So I wouldn't be surprised that we would be pressured to reduce that surplus. I think it's clear that President Trump is a bilateral over a multilateral kind of guy. So I guess he will skip ASEAN and probably go to Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines, and maybe Thailand would be fourth or fifth on that list individually. He might think of us as a backdoor of a Chinese production. He might ask us to withdraw from the BRICS application. So those would be the things that are coming on the US side. On the Chinese side, on the other hand, the trade relationship with China is a trade deficit of 45 billion US dollars. So if Peter Navarro at UC Irvine, the trade advisor to President Trump, Harvard Kennedy School, 1979, before that he was a Peace Corps in Thailand. New York Times asked him, Peter Navarro, what's your favorite nation? He said Thailand, because I was a Peace Corps there. So if he looks at this, that the trade relationship in terms of surplus grew from 20 to 35 billion, and the trade deficit with the Chinese is 45 billion. I think the Thai government really has to step up in terms of the surplus, tackling and also reducing the deficit with the Chinese as well. You have to decouple them. It cannot be a Sino-American rivalry and you don't know what to prioritize. So, like, for example, in India, Prime Minister Modi bought natural gas a lot to reduce that surplus. For me, then we have to start thinking about things that Americans are good at, and it will be beneficial to Thai people, such as medical device, such as cybersecurity technologies, some defense that we can diversify from the Chinese. I think that will help with the surplus and keep the tariff attack, or postpone it at least. Then again, on the Chinese side, we have that trade deficit of 45 billion. That's pretty much electric vehicles and also the retail invasion. Mining invasion, manufacturing invasion, the cheap products that comes with the e-commerce, which Indonesia blocked, but Thailand didn't block. So those are the things that we also have to do to balance it up a little bit. And I think we'll be able to maintain that strategic neutrality in what's
the younger generation cares most about in Southeast Asia, especially with regards to politics, given that there's a lot of
going on nowadays. Now back, so I'm going to
things going on with climate change, AI, supply chains. I'm curious about what you think would be most impactful as a politician in order to get the young vote in Thailand.
I'm a Burmese activist, stuck here after the coup. I wanted to ask questions about, the situation of Myanmar. Obviously, the severe dire situation spills over to Thailand, and there's a lot of needs that need to be done in Thailand-Myanmar border. And as an activist, I've worked with a lot of Thai activists and also civil society in Thailand, work with Move Forward Party in the I'm an alumni from Stanford International Policy Program, and I am from Myanmar past as well.
I'm an MBA 1 student from Stanford GSB, and I'm a student from Laos. I wanted to ask, let's say if you're interested in politics, but we want to, how can we build up some skill sets or a network along the way, and especially in a non-democratic government system, perhaps? Thank you.
I was from Indonesia. I'm about to find out next month, so that's what I'm speaking at the university, meeting with the younger generation of Indonesians, so I'll be able to answer you directly. But I felt from my office hours, from all the Southeast Asian students that I engage with, I felt like they're looking for representation. They're really looking for a party that could represent them. And a lot of Indonesian students, that's why I told Minister, when they come to me, they ask, so how much does it cost to form a political party? If I were to start a new party, what do I need to do and how much would it cost? And that comes a lot from Indonesia and comes a lot from the Philippines for some reason. So it's not like, Singaporeans or Thai, like, if I want to run for public office, what do I need to do, the skill set that I need to have? But for some reason, it's repetitive that it's Indonesian students and the Philippines said there's no political party that represent me. Whether it's probably about education, about the future of esports, the future of entertainment businesses and things like that. The situation in Myanmar, I think for Thailand, we have to justify to the Thais that what happened or what's happening in Myanmar matters to Thailand, that we are sharing the border of almost 3,000 kilometers. If Myanmar coughs, Thailand gets sick, whether it's through transboundary haze from corn burning, whether it's the scam operation that is going on right now. And if you don't intervene or if you don't find the right amount of pressure or incentive to make sure that the stakeholders in Myanmar get together, Thailand will have a problem, especially refugee management, the public health situation along the border. 2 years ago, I couldn't say this. People will say, you are a Thai politician, why would you care about Myanmar? Just focus on taxpayers' money in Thailand. But now, we're starting to have that kind of justification that Thais of my constituents would understand that I'm a Thai politician working for Thailand, and I have to fix the problem at the source, at the origin, not the byproduct of it. So it's becoming quite a thing now. It's too late though, because of 5-point consensus is a 5-point bullets now with that. Or in a public sector, if you find that kind of pain point that you are focused about, that you are passionate about, you would be able to run for public office. You know, if it's like about you are passionate about the Mekong River management, you know, transboundary water management, environmental issues that comes from upstream, midstream, downstream dam, deforestation, carbon release. You know, all these things that you probably talk a lot about in this area. Find that pain point in your country, and find the solution here, and you become the match. That's logic. I mean, like that's how you can get into public policy or politics. If you're interested in public policy, you're probably supporting from the back, you know, giving them knowledge, giving them network. But if you are interested in politics, you become the MP that submits the bill and allocate the budget to get it fixed. So yeah, you gotta go see what keeps people awake at night in your
We're from Indonesia, and I have a few questions about what
town, and you'll be able to run.